Hi, welcome to Fit Moment. Today, this is a class where we just explore different fitness options. It's not necessarily a workout, it's more of a demonstration. And today I want to demonstrate using bands on your lower legs. The question is, why? We work so hard with our lower legs. We do squats, we do lunges, we do our cardio, we do all this stuff. And it all helps us get stronger. We get on the machines at the gym. But one of the things that the bands do is it not only creates resistance, therefore making exercises that we feel perfectly comfortable doing a little bit harder, and it depends on the resistance of your band, of course. It gets angles that are almost impossible to get in the heavyweight workout that we do. We generally are pushing into our glute in one direction or into our quadricep, or even as we come over. But there are these angles that come out to the side. These muscles here, the minimus and the muscle in the side of the leg, don't necessarily provide us with. They don't necessarily provide us with the strength we need. How that manifests is through weaknesses in the hip up here. So using the bands, and I'll show you the specific exercises that help that relationship, the relationship between this and that hip, which is something I'm struggling with a lot. After I talk about some of our regular exercises and how to place our band when we're trying to do our classic exercises. So classic leg exercises, as you know, with the band are things like squat walks. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is where you put the band. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there are parts of your body, if you, like me, this isn't actually tight enough for this workout, if like me are starting to get weaker, they thin out as we get older. So it's really important that we don't put any pressure on our knees. It's also really important that we don't put any pressure on our hips. We do want to challenge them. We do want to create strength by using them, but we want to make sure that we don't have an inordinate amount of stuff. So even with leg weights, I know some of us like to use leg weights. I happen to have a pair here somewhere. I only used one of them. They're still in their wrapper. You want to put them away from the knee. So I don't even like them on the ankle. I like them around the thigh. That's me. So the squat walk, right? We all know this one. You put the band around your thighs, right in the middle. And one of the things that happens when you do this walk, right, is you're moving. Now, see how the separation, see how the knee is starting to collapse in here? So one of the things you want to make sure you're doing when you do the squat walk is that you take your body with you, right? So you're not stepping out and creating that lean. And that, I see that not happening with instructors, but definitely happening with participants. That when you're in your squat walk, we take it across and here comes this knee kind of collapsing over. So how do we take it over? We center and move, center and move, center and move, taking it back, center and move. And sometimes the tilt is so super unconscious that I almost recommend you filming yourself or looking at yourself in the mirror or even just looking down, although I don't like, the head to be down. So that's basically the squat walk. You do about as many as you can in that place that you're doing it, and you work it until those hips are tired, your glutes are activated. Now, one of the things I want to encourage you to do is to think in angles as far as squat walking with the band. So you're coming down, you move to the side, walk into the center and across, walk to the side, across, over and across, back to center here. So one of the things that happens is you're leading in different angles. Now, you're saying, but it's the same position. But it helps wrap, right? Kind of has a psychological effect as well as a physical one, where you're starting to wrap into those hips and wrap into those hips. So those pivots really help you. All right, so in a lunge, one of the things that happens is the band will roll up. So one of the things you want to make sure you do is keep that band, you can even put your hand on it, in the position down as you're coming into those lunge walks, or those lunge dips or the lunge pushbacks, right? So basically, all standing exercises for the lower body can be done with the band and create more resistance for your body. But I want to encourage you to explore angles while you're in this position. And that's what we're going to do coming down on the floor right now. Okay, I'm going to take this off for now and bring us down to the floor. So I think we all know our upper body or our standing work. Just the placement of that band is super important. Now you want to have different strength resistances of bands. I think this one's a 15, so this one's really heavy. This one is like an 8. Now, one of the things I recommend, I thought I had this done already, is a short loop band and then a wide band. A short loop band, I have one in my box. If not, I'll create one in the band box. A band box. I do. Okay, so the short loop band is to take the band and create a little loop here at the end. Now this is really good for just wrapping it around your foot. And you need to do this with a heavy sock or your shoe on. So that's one of the things I recommend. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually do a quadricep stretch with you with this band. So you loop it around your foot, and you could do this with the handle of a spree band if you have a spree band at home. All right, come all the way down to your lying down straight position. Prop yourself up with that elbow. Now the first position we're going to do is going to be straight back. And you hold the resistance really tightly as you bring it back and go forward. Now you can start to feel, especially since we just did a lot of these exercises in our centering and strengthening class, you can start to feel how the resistance makes a difference in your hip. I was talking about earlier how this connection between doing the band work in the back here, try to do 10, has a relationship with the hip in the front. 3 more. Now, one of the things you want to make sure that happens here is that your knees stay side by side, right? So you don't want it coming forward. You want to keep it back here. Last one. Now, holding it back here, bringing it as close to you as possible. I'm even pulling it up here. I want to rotate my wrist. I want to bring my wrist straight up and do an attitude. An attitude is a ballet move where you bring the leg up and back. Now, I'm doing this now because it's in the same plane as the quad lift, the quad press. 4, 5, 6, keep it on that same plane. 7, and I'm going to do those on the other side before we get into angles. 8, we're just doing 10 of everything again. This is for demonstration purposes. 9, I can already feel this, and 10. Nice. Okay, let's take it to the other side and do the same thing. So you can not only do it on the same side, but you can practice on the same side, because sometimes we can digest something and then because of our gestalt, our preference in topography or spatial relationships, we can't quite do it on both sides. So let's bring it back and push. Make sure you have a lot of resistance here that you can feel. You don't want to feel aches in your knees, but you want to feel the push through the side, the side of your leg, the quadricep, and the glute, and the hamstring. This feels really good. 5, good. 6, 7, good job. 8, nice. 9, and 10. Holding that, I'm going to lift this up a little bit and draw it through on the attitude. 2, nice. 3. Now, if it was a tighter band or heavier band, 4, I probably wouldn't have to create resistance like this. 5, push through, all the way through. 6, you want to feel expansion in the front of that hip and opening in the back. 7, good. 8, 9, I just made that one too short, and 10. All right, All right, so one of the things that I talked about earlier were these angles, the way that we need to work into this diagonal so that we can get power in the front. So you're going to bring that other hip around a little bit and square that arm out up front. You see, you square it out. You're rotated toward the floor. Make sure it doesn't hurt you when you do this. You're going to point the leg down with a slight flex so that, say your big toe is in the instep of your bottom leg, your bottom foot. That's a good visual. Your big toe is in the instep of the bottom leg. You're going to lift and lower. 2 and 3. You feel how this has a different grip. 4. You can actually put your hand back there and feel what's 5. What's working? 6. 7. Pull your belly in as you do this. 8. 9. Good job. Now we're going to hold it up here on 10 and curl it. All right, so you're going to have to grip a little bit more. Curl and extend. So you're in that diagonal. 2. Now, this could possibly hurt your knees. 3. And if it does, go back to parallel or go back to that little lift that we just did. 4. 5. Good job. Keep that lower leg strong. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Now keep it there. Now we're going to take that knee down to the floor and up to the ceiling without unbending the leg. Down to the floor and up to the ceiling. 3. It's definitely a diagonal move. 4. So you're lifting the leg. The knee comes over the back of the lower leg. 5. So again, there's your marker. 6. You feel how that's so different? 7. You may be doing this already. 8. But I'm here. 9, to show you stuff I'm actually not including very much in my classes. 10. All right, let's take this over to the other side. So again, getting that position is really the most important thing. And again, you could be using the handle with free band for this. All right, rotating our body down, right? That arm is going out. I kind of like to sleep on my bicep, right? We know that about me. And then the toe goes into the instep of the bottom leg. Lift and 1. Lift and 2. Now this one is killing me. 3. And why is that? Because this is where I have my arthritic. 4. So it's actually addressing that. 5. Good. 6. So that's why my physical therapist wants me to do exercises like this. 7. 8. 9. Yes. And 10. And we stay up there and we bring the heel in. And 2. Good. 3. You want to push through that band. 4. 5. Lower the elbow. 6. Don't want to make it uncomfortable. 7. Don't make holding your band uncomfortable. 8. You got to figure out ways to make it fluid. 9 and 10. And we come down to 1. Bring it back behind the knee. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Yeah, this is really using the front of that hip. 8. If you don't have this issue, you're probably not feeling it. So trust me. 10. All right. So those angles are super, super important for creating a strength relationship between your glute and the front of your hip. Now we're going to take some other stuff that we already do and make more fun with it. So now we're going to take the band all the way up to the thighs again, right around the middle of the thighs. Now I put my heaviest band here. Why? Because I'm going to be in this hugely supported position using the strongest muscles on my body. So I want to create real resistance. Now, we always do clamshell here, or we do it here. What I'm going to suggest is we take the knees back, right? We take the knees back so that they're in alignment with our ab when we go forward. And the feet are behind you. Now bring it up and down. Feel the different rotation here? And 2. Now I've done this in class, I think, without the band. 3 and 4. Pull that belly in. That really helps because you need support here. 5, 6, 7. Good. 8, 9, and 10. I want you to hold it up there just briefly. Take it so it's as erect in alignment as you can get it. Yeah, and then bring it back down. Don't let those legs scoot forward on us. Having them back here is going to make all the difference in this this version of the clamshell for supporting your hip. Let's take that to the other side. All right, where do we take those knees? We take them back. Feet come behind us. All right, they're stacked. Your elbow and shoulder in alignment. 1, good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull that belly in, of course. 6, 7. Feel like it's too close to the front. 8, good. 9, bring them up off my knees, and 10. All right, couple more things before we go. I'm going to take you onto your backs. I'm going to flip around, and we are going to do a similar thing. We're going to do a clamshell here. Be sure I'm in the screen. Keep the toes together, the knees apart, and bring it in. 2, nice. 3, again, you want to keep an alignment. Don't let the knees come forward. 4, nice. You want to feel it in these sides. 5, perfect. 6, nice. 7, as you can see, I'm really holding it on the out. 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to move to one side for 10 and then to the other. Then we'll finish there. 1, keep it open. 2, so the band right now is just creating resistance. 3, 4, it's not part of the movement. You're moving from the hips. 5, and the obliques. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, let's bring ourselves up. Get those bands to the floor. And I'm just going to talk to you while we stretch out a little bit, bring that leg in. So you could probably enhance the work of the bottom work that you're doing, the bottom muscle work that you're doing with the bands. You can enhance what you're doing. But you can also take the bands, the other side, you can also take the bands and try these different angles. The placement of the band is super important. Placement of the rest of your body. The alignment of the rest of your body is super important. Your breathing is important. Not putting your shoulders or your arms in a compromised position, butterfly, and reach forward, is also super important. We want to make sure that we understand how these relationships between the gluteus maximus, the gluteus minimus, the piriformis, the SI joint, the sciatic nerve, and the hip flexor are related. And all of the muscles, all of the exercise that we do for those muscles help support others. But the fact of the matter is, we do some more than others. So I'm trying to encourage you to weave this into your workout, especially when you're on the road. You can take the opportunity. Let's say you're walking all day and you're climbing steps and stuff like that. So you're doing a lot of glutes, doing a lot of hamstrings. You're doing a lot of the general kind of grid stuff. Come back to your room at your hotel or whatever, put that band on and do those angles to get a whole body workout. So I hope that this was helpful. There will probably in the future be more lower body band work. I just tried to get ones that I thought that would be most relevant to us right now, and hope this fit moment was helpful.